Hey everybody, I'm hunkered down here in the Hobo Dojo. I'm socially distanced and working hard to flatten my curve. I hope all of you are okay. We haven't spoken since Thursday of last week. At that point, the panic buying was focused on toilet paper, bottled water, Clorox wipes, paper towels, and hand sanitizer. Then, on Friday, President Trump had his big press conference, and by early that evening, the toilet paper banditos realized that they would need food. So they were stripping the shelves in every supermarket in California. Here are some pictures I took in my local Aldi market Friday night. By Saturday, people were posting pics all over Facebook. In Southern California, we have a chain called Trader Joe's. These stores got hit especially hard. Everything gone but pineapple pizza. By Sunday, it was full-blown panic. The government was telling us about social distancing to go along with our constant hand washing. The coffee house where I write was almost empty. It's usually packed on Sundays. This is what it looked like. But in the stores, it was mayhem at close quarters. That's not really fair. People were polite to one another, but they were packed in tight. Going broke, buying enough of everything to last a few months. You couldn't find bottled water. Canned goods were mostly gone. Stuff like coffee, bread, milk, eggs, cheese, tortillas, peanut butter, and all the regular day-to-day items were gone. I tried to shoot some video at the market where I buy my meat and produce. This was early Sunday morning, and they were pretty well stocked. I didn't last 1 minute before a manager came running to make me stop shooting. You'll hear her.
So here we are inside. Look at that, man. It is a lot of groceries going through here right now. Look at how many check stands are open. All of them. No line here, folks. Wow, look. These are my good neighbors here in Altadena, all doing their apocalypse shopping.
She dispatched a male employee to follow me around the store, so I can't show you how people were cleaning out the produce bins and how they were crammed in by the dozens at the meat counter. I had tried to visit the day before, but there wasn't a parking space within 2 blocks. They must have been up all night restocking. So I left and returned to the Aldi's and got these shots. Much, much better than the day before, but not the paper goods aisle. For some mysterious reason, toilet paper and paper towels have become the most important consumer items for Americans. I don't have a theory. Yesterday, my back went out and I was in bed all day. That was Monday. I felt better today and got up early to head for the coffee house. This is what I found when I got there. Matt, one of the managers, was there, and we talked for a while. He says they are looking at 2 or 3 weeks of takeout only. He's worried. Rumors are flying that this could go on for months. If so, they'll be out of business. Sunday, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti ordered that all bars and nightclubs be shut down, and that restaurants switch to takeout only. Who's going to get takeout when everybody's garage is full of food? A lot of these bars and restaurants will simply go under. Gavin Newsom, our pretty boy governor, has stopped just short of ordering all of these same restrictions for the whole state. San Francisco is basically closed for business, with people being told to only leave the house for food. Both of these men have said that people won't have to worry about paying the rent. They'll just force the landlords to defer payment. Easy, right? Everything is closed in Southern California. Disneyland and all the other theme parks, sporting events, movie theaters, concerts, libraries, museums, fitness gyms, and of course, schools and colleges. Everybody who can do so is now working from home. California has a population of 37 million people. The state now has 573 cases of coronavirus. Los Angeles County, with a population of 10,016,000, now reports 94 cases of the virus, and less than 20 of those are thought to have been caught here in LA. The rest are people returning from travel abroad. In the state, we now have 11 deaths out of 37 million people. I went back to the supermarkets again this morning, and this is what I found. I talked to a manager at one store, and what's happening is that you are now only allowed 30 items and only 20 shoppers are allowed in at one time. These limits may be different at larger stores, but this is the new normal around here. City and state governments are trying to sell this self-quarantining as a chance for everybody to get some family time. I don't even have a dog. I'm basically in solitary confinement for however long this madness lasts. Listen, I don't want to criticize my fellow citizens for all of this panic buying. I think that they missed Trump's presentation Friday and just heard the term national emergency being repeated over and over and over. Unless you've worked in a supermarket like I did as a kid, you might not be aware of how often trucks come with supplies. And unless you vote Republican, you probably don't know the first thing about supply-side economics. The genius of President Trump's news briefing on Friday was that he is engaging the full power of the free market to get all of the needed items where they're needed most. This virus, in its worst form, puts a high-risk patient on a ventilator. Flu, in worst-case scenarios, usually causes pneumonia, which is treated with antibiotics. The COVID virus can cause ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome. That doesn't respond to antibiotics like pneumonia does, and a ventilator might be needed. Italy is losing people because they don't have enough breathing machines. You and I are free market people. We know that the supermarkets will work overtime, which will make the distribution centers work overtime, which will make the suppliers work overtime. There is a giant profit opportunity here, and the market will respond. And that goes for the makers of medical supplies too, unless those are coming from China, which many of them do. Today, the president asked us blue-collar guys to donate any spare respirator masks. So do that if you've got them. I was listening to a live stream the other day with Bill Whittle. He had an interesting theory. He says that this whole crazy hysteria is a drill. He thinks that on some level, we Americans know that we are woefully underprepared for disasters. Our supply chain works so well that we've come to assume that when we want something, it will always be there. He thinks that whether consciously or subconsciously, we're using this relatively minor pandemic to act out what we'll do when the shit really hits the fan. The Cattlefornians who are mobbing the stores all live in earthquake country. What we call the big one could come at any time. It's not an if, it's a when. Yet obviously millions of SoCal residents have no emergency supplies on hand, so Whittle's theory makes a lot of sense. A big reality check for us all. The vibe seems to have changed today. The order imposed by the stores is working. People lined up outside are not panicked. They're calm. They're talking and being kind to each other. And they're spaced out at 6-foot intervals to minimize the germ swapping. It even seems to me that the politicizing of this supposed crisis has tapered off a little bit. People seem to be rising to the occasion, and that's got to be a good thing. I'll write at greater length about the causes and seriousness of this epidemic, and I also want to say more about the lessons of COVID-19. But for now, I just wanted to update you on the stampede. If you have info that you need to share, please do that in the comments. I'll try to read them all. I don't have anything else to do. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and then click the little bell to get notifications.